What is going on YouTube? AVI back with another video, and in this video we have a 2023 Nissan Altima SV trim, and we had this over the weekend. We drove up to Canada from Connecticut, 1,000+ miles. So this video will be a review and impressions of the Nissan Altima. So first and foremost, I'm not really a Nissan fan. I think after their whole CVT transmission issues, really the company's been going under, but now they're actually making a comeback with their redesigns, their new Frontier trucks and Armada, everything just refreshed, so everything looks good now. They're coming back up. The new Z car is not really doing that well, I think, but other than that, all the rest of the cars are. But anyways, this is a 2023 Nissan Altima. It is the second trim of all their trims. This is the SV trim. 2023, this car did start around $27,000. So we got the hood open here. I like to start with the engine specs just to get that over with, and so you guys get to know what's going on with the SV trim. So this is the only time where I like to have an engine cover, is just to know the displacement of the engine. But you know, with a quick little search, this is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated. Makes 188 horsepower, 180 pound-feet of torque. MPGs are looking like 27 in the city, 37 on the highway, which I can attest to driving a lot of highway roads. This has really good fuel economy. It is front-wheel drive. It is paired to a CVT transmission, which I have a lot of experience with because I have a Subaru Impreza daily driver, and I know the CVT transmissions get a lot of hate, but honestly, having like a Jeep Compass with an 8-speed automatic and all the clunking feeling and all that stuff, I'm pretty used to the CVT transmission. I kind of like it myself in a way, but that's another video topic. Anyways, yeah, here is the engine. No engine cover, all exposed hoses and wires. Hood prop, a little heat barrier up there on the hood. Yeah, this car has around 45,000 miles now. So the front end of things, I think it's a pretty good looking car. I do appreciate that the base trim has, not that the SV is a base trim, but just that the base trim has DRLs that work really good. I do own a 2016 Subaru Impreza. I'm going to be comparing the vehicles a lot just because they're kind of similar in a way, but I do like that they do have the DRLs stock on the car. Makes it look good. A lot of fake vents, but I don't really mind that. There's one right there. The grill's pretty big, which is a common theme going on in the new car market, but I don't mind. It looks pretty good on this car. Silver color, of course. DRLs that also function as the turn signals and hazards. On the side here, tires are pretty, you know, basic, but the rims look decently fine. This Nissan badge, I'm not sure if that's the new Nissan logo. I'm gonna have to double check that, but yeah, still looks pretty tasteful. Painted or matched painted side mirror caps, which is pretty nice, and you do have chrome trim along the handles. Something I do gotta say about the keyless entry, here's the key, by the way. You can remote start it, lock, unlock, trunk, alarm, and it's a pretty basic key. It kind of feels cheap. They should probably update this, and they probably did. This is a 2023, but anyways, so getting into the vehicle, you have the car locked. I'm used to doing this to open the car, you know, like how there's a sensor in the back of the handle and it would feel, you know, my presence. But when you want to unlock this, you have to press that button and it unlocks. And then if you want to lock it back up, it's the same function. So it's just kind of confusing to me, I'd say. I mean, it's something I have to get used to, but I don't really have that sense of securement that if I locked it or unlocked the car, you know, because to unlock it's this way typically, to lock is either pressing something or holding something. But yeah, there's that thing. And then key, of course, you gotta do it manually. Yep, gas is pretty good, like I mentioned, just the regular fuel. 27 city, 37 highway. The thing is, something new to me that it took me a while to open up the fuel door, that there's a latch right here. It kind of looks like an engine cover hood release, but there it is, and then that's your hood opener release. So a little overkill, I think, to open the fuel door, but there's that. There's also the trunk button to open it from there as well. And then back here, looks pretty decent. Yeah, it is a sedan, which is very much appreciated, at least for nowadays, with everyone switching over to SUVs, things like that. Yeah, I do miss the whole sedan. Not everyone's doing it anymore. You still got the Subaru Legacy, which I think is about to go out of production. The Nissan Altima still stands. The Mazda 6 is gone. Subaru Impreza is probably going to be gone too. Obviously Ford killed all their sedans, things like that, just keeping the Mustang. So yeah, this is one of the very few left. The rear is pretty nice. You do have a body matched diffuser with the paint, SV trim, Nissan Altima. Not quite a spoiler, but it's kind of brought up a bit. And rear parking sensors, which is a nice touch, which my Subaru Impreza doesn't have. You also get a backup camera right along here, which is pretty hidden, actually. It's pretty hidden fairly well. I know on my Impreza it like sticks up right there, but yeah. While we're here, let's check out the trunk. You can open it on the key fob, you can open it right up here, and also on the driver's side, which you may have seen. A lot of space here, pretty deep. It fit our luggages pretty well. Not that we took a lot anyways, but no spare tire back here, unfortunately, but you do get actually, jack stands. So yeah, you would have spare tire. There it is. That's something you don't see all the time, so that's good. That is good. More of the side profile, nice chrome trim along the side there, and I like how they blacked out this like C-pillar area. Just makes it look more continuous with the design. Yeah, let's head on inside. So heading on inside, here is your entrance. Nothing special about the door sill, just some nice plastic there. But this is a basic sedan. You don't really want anything like too flashy, unless I'm sure if you go up on the trim, maybe there's something there. But on the door sills, nice like aluminum door handle. Automatic on the driver's side only. I wish it was at least both driver and passenger, but that's just how it is. It's the same on my Impreza. Decent amount of storage in here. Nice leather touch. Blind spot monitoring. It's pretty nice. For even like this, the SV trim, it's pretty good that they have that. My Impreza is the top of the line, the limited, and that doesn't even have that. But as you can see here, seats are cloth material, which is not a bad thing. You know, if you want like a cheaper daily driver, you get something that you just going A to B with. This is honestly the perfect vehicle. Like, yeah, I'm really impressed with this car, actually, just driving it over 1,000 miles. All right, let's take a look inside. Let's fix the steering wheel. Something to note here, I do like how you can like telescope the steering wheel pretty fair amount, and then also bring it up and down. Pretty nice touch for just some comfort. Also, something to note here on the steering wheel, you have these like fingerprint or indentations for some extra grip. I think that's a pretty nice touch. Not a lot of steering wheels have that. And also the 10 and 3 notches for a car like this is kind of overkill, but it's pretty comfortable. And just the fact that it has a flat bottom steering wheel, maybe just to fit like some bigger people. Usually you'd see those on some sport cars, but it works here. Can't complain about it. It's nice. So we'll just move left to right here. Trunk release, your dashboard lights that you're able to dim. And actually, when I was playing around with this, you could see that the dash can go, I don't know if it's going to show it now, but it goes completely dark. Not during the day, but at night driving, if you don't want any lights in your face, you're not able to see the analog or the digital screen. It just goes completely dark, which is something it's something I didn't even know they could do. So there's that. It's nice and easily accessible. Trip reset. After going through all the settings, I can't even find the trip, like my trip A or trip B. So I don't know what we're resetting here, but I'm sure if you dig deep enough, you can find your trip odometer. Vents. This is a nice little way of closing vents. If you want it all the way closed, you turn it all the way to the left. If you want it open, all the way to the right, and then you just adjust here. There's no need for a scroll dial to close your vents. Nice wood trim along here. We can go over the screen here just fairly quick. You go up and you have different modes. If you want like a blank mode, there's that. Like I said, you can go all the way down on your brightness at night, the average speed, and then just your speedometer. If we go to the left, you see the fuel economy is 34. This is the average of, I'm sure, the whole vehicle trip odometer, but I'm not sure how to see how many miles are on the trip odometer. But yeah, really good MPGs. I do have to mention, I filled this up on a full tank and it showed me 500 available miles. That's something that is just amazing to see. And yeah, I only had to fill up once on our way to Canada, just filling up in Canada and then driving the rest back, not having to stop anymore except for coffee and bathrooms, obviously. Going to the right again, you do have your tire pressure numbers, which are nice to see. I wish I had that on my Impreza. Some music, just if you want to have that displayed. Warning, let me close the door, get some accurate stuff. All right, that was just an add-on. And then just some settings here. Your traction control, driver assistance. It does have the blind spot monitoring, like I said. Emergency braking. Looks like they have that too. Lane departure warning. Your steering wheel will vibrate on you, which is better than a sound beeping at you, which I do like. The parking sensors in the back. Driver attention, which it had to tell me twice during my road trip back to take a break with a little coffee symbol, which is a nice attention to detail. Let's move on back to tire pressure monitoring. It's measured in PSIs. Your clock, which the time did change, so I should probably be nice and change it because it's actually 11, not 12. Vehicle settings. Yeah, just some extra things here. It's nice to have all this stuff. Like my Subaru doesn't have all this settings, things like that. Yeah. Units. Yeah. Maybe, yeah, in Canada if you wanted to go kilometers. Oh, but it's not here. So, yeah. Let's go back and see what other settings we got. Clock. Yeah, that's everything here. Analog gauges, I do like that. Cruise control. It has cruise control. It doesn't have adaptive cruise though, which, I mean, if you're spoiled with that, it's a pretty big deal. I don't like to have to keep hovering on the brake if I don't have to. My Impreza at least has the eyesight package where you can see the car, or where it can, like, you know, slow down as cars are approaching. But yeah, basic cruise control, voice and phone. Here you have your volume, your music skipper, and then everything I use to control that. One thing that really surprised me on the highway was, you know, when you're driving and it's nighttime and you want your high beams on, obviously when there's no cars around, but sometimes you do tend to forget and you tend to leave this on in the on position. This has automatic high beams. So if you just leave it on, the car has a sensor in the front, that Nissan symbol in the front of the car, that will detect if there's any brake lights in front of you, the high beams will shut off. If there's headlights on the other side of the lanes of the other side of traffic, the high beams will turn off. So this is a really smart idea. I didn't even know Nissan did this. My Subaru obviously doesn't do this. I know the luxury German brands do, but it's just awesome to see here. Moving on to the right, you have digital, or you have a screen here. It does have Apple CarPlay. The thing is, it's wired, so you do have to plug it in. If you are spoiled with the Bluetooth Apple CarPlay, that's kind of inconvenient for you, but at least it has it. And you just plug it in down there, USB-A, USB-C, aux cord, 12-volt power outlet. Just a pad here to put things down. CVT transmission, a low gear, which I haven't seen since I had my Mitsubishi Lancer. Start stop button, which is at an odd place. Usually it's up here, but it's down here. It's different, it's cool. Scrolling knobs, I do like. It's just easier to crank up the volume as you want. Something nice here, does have a brightness display. You can go to night mode or day mode, and you can adjust the brightness there, nice and easy. You can skip your music, your audio source if you want Bluetooth, which this does have. Bluetooth audio, Apple CarPlay, radio. Here's just the menu. That's if you want to look at that. There's that. Phone, and then camera. Why have a camera button if you're not going to give me the camera? You know, it's just, there's not even an option to put the camera on. I stand corrected. There it is. Anyways, if I'm pressing camera, I want the camera on, so I have to go to display settings and adjust the brightness that way, contrast. You can't really see because of this screen anyways, so I stand still correct. And then the back button. Vents, these don't quite turn off as you may want them to, so you just point them the other way if you don't want them, or turn off your climate control here, which is single zone climate. I'm used to that being on my Impreza. I don't really mind that. And then yeah, everything is hard buttons here, which I do appreciate. Just easy, like on off type of thing. Cup holders, they work. A little storage for your key fob or chapstick or anything. A deep center console storage. Cloth seats like I mentioned. Glove compartment. Nothing too fancy about that. I don't think there's a light or anything. And then yeah, just the passenger side. Visors, there's no light function on them. But you also have your dome lights, which is nice. Both on, off for when you open the car door. And then something that I don't see in most cars except for like SUVs, not even my Jeep Compass has this, but you have a little sunglass holder there, which is nice. I do appreciate that. Little rear view mirror there, that's me. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, just all these little nice features just really impressed me. The auto high beams really did it for me too. Yeah, e-brake is down there on your foot pedal, which is not, you know, I don't like personally, but you do free up some space down there in the center. Let's move on to the back and then we'll just finish the video. So, gotta unlock this. Keyless entry is only on the front seats. But yeah, a little bit more plain back here, no silver chrome accents, just a little leather armrest there. Only one back seat storage, just like on my Impreza, and it's always on that side. I'm sure for when the driver wants to reach in, they can just reach in that way. No climate vents here, just your USB-A, USB-C ports, cloth seats. I mean, if you have kids, it's perfect. You know, you don't really care about the interior. It's still comfortable. You can always just vacuum it up and it still looks good. Stains, you can just, yeah, suction it up with the vacuum. Leather, not so much. We just hope that it doesn't rip, which it will eventually. And then a little center armrest with some cup holders. And yeah, some garbage. So hopefully I hit everything with you guys. This car really did impress me. It's a perfect rental vehicle. I mean, I wouldn't purchase a Nissan myself, but it did truly impress me. My Subaru Impreza was a 2016, so I'll give it that. This is a 2023. Maybe more things are standard on the Impreza now than they were before. But hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully this video was helpful. Sorry I didn't go through all the trims and stuff, how like a typical YouTuber would, but you can always look that up on the Nissan website as well. Like I said, this is the SV trim. It's still going to be a 4-cylinder. I don't think there's a turbo engine option, but I believe the toppest trim does make around 230 horsepower, which is still very impressive for a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. And yeah, anything I left out, I'll let you guys know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, for commenting, liking, subscribing, and just like that, AVI out.